Yes, man.
What is going on
What's
out there, everybody?
what's up? What's up? Welcome to the Horns Forward podcast. This is episode number 6 of the Horns Forward podcast. We've made it 6 episodes, which is amazing, and we appreciate all of you for joining us to talk all things Brahmas all the time. I'm your host, Viva Texas, also known as El Mariachi Brahma. Over here to this side, we have SAJ. Down to the corner, this way, we have Mr. King Mars himself, DJ. And down here, the 210 Brahmasita, Miss Jackie. So thank you guys again for joining us this Friday evening while we get ready to talk some XFL football that's going to be happening this weekend. So I'm going to jump right into it. DC versus San Antonio. That is going to be a fight. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be ugly. And it is going to be something where we are going to see our defense flex its muscles against Jordan Ta'amu. But defense on DC is also very formidable. So they're also going to be trying to flex on us. However, we have the advantage in that the Alamo Dome is the most difficult place to play in because of the crowd noise. So I want to hear it get to over 100 decibels more and more as the game goes on. It is fiesta, y'all. It is time to party, time to celebrate, and let's let it all out this weekend or tomorrow at the Brahmas game. What do y'all say?
Yes, sir.
Oh, heck yes.
Absolutely.
Let's go. I've specifically been saying as little as possible this week to make sure my voice is as rested as possible to be able to tell Tamu how bad he is, the whole offensive line, how much they smell,
That's right, Robert.
that they need, some extra time in the gym, maybe lose a couple extra of them donuts that they've been scarfing down on. I'm ready. You got
the Aleve, right? You say Aleve or Advil? Which one?
Huh?
Aleve or Advil for the headache?
Oh yeah, I gotta take some of that tomorrow.
Ibuprofen. Just go.
Okay, cool.
Standard. You can do Aleve or whatever. Just for everybody watching, a little secret trick I learned about a couple of games ago. Your head will literally start hurting after a while because of the intracranial pressure. If you take aspirin before the game, that alleviates that problem, and you can literally scream throughout the whole game.
That happened to me last week, so I will be taking some.
Right there.
Definitely taking it.
I'm bringing some with me.
I can go all day.
If you guys need some, well, dang.
It's a woman thing.
Hey.
Period.
But yes, 100%.
So
do it.
I'm with you on that, Jay. I've had one of the worst weeks of my life, and I am ready to let out some anger and frustration on DC because I have a lot of it that I want to let out, and I hope that the rest of San Antonio joins me in doing so. So let's talk about what we're going to see on the field tomorrow. Who are we expecting to show up and shine?
Nick Holly, baby.
Period.
Nick
yes.
Holly.
Yes.
Holly go off. He need another 100-yard game, man. I need that. Hey, and the D line go crazy too. I need some sacks, man. Some forced fumbles, some fumbles, sack fumbles, something, man. Let's go.
I'm even okay with just some pressure.
Hey, that's good.
Let's get him off his game.
Good old pressure.
Yeah.
I will say that I do miss our big boy Papi Chulo, Javier Edwards. I hope he has a speedy recovery, but I know he's not going to be playing this game. But I know we signed somebody new this week to take his spot. But I do wish him a speedy recovery. But yeah, no, absolutely. Nick Holly's going to be going off. I want to see more of that communication. Oh yeah, TJ Vasher, absolutely getting some more balls thrown his way, catching them for some touchdowns, going nuts, getting the crowd going wild. And I want to see, this is the biggest thing I want to see from the offense, more communication like we saw last week from the offensive line with Jack Cohn. More calling out who's the mic, where are the blitzing linebackers, where's the blitzing receivers. I want to see more of that, more pointing, more calling out, and I want to see it all be verbal and make sure DC knows We are coming for you. You are not coming for us.
Facts. We got to get loud in that dome, man.
Yes, sir. Real quick, you're talking about Papi Chulo. We actually signed a gentleman by the name of PJ Hall,
A D tackle, right?
Is a defensive tackle, and he played for Sam Houston State and the Oakland Raiders. Did a little stint with the Houston Texans and Seattle Sea Dragons.
Is that Louisiana? Sam Houston State?
Sam Houston State.
No, Sam Houston's in Huntsville.
Yeah,
Huntsville, Texas.
Okay.
Yep.
They're
native, Texas native.
What? Yeah. So they're, I guess, I don't know what it's called now because I don't really follow college ball, but they're what would have been Division 1 AA. Or I don't know if it's FCS or FBS, but Division 1 AA.
Probably FCS.
Yeah.
FCS.
Yeah.
Division 1.
They're not the ones that play like the Longhorns and the Aggies and all that. They're the ones that they hire to get the cheap win and all that stuff.
Wow.
Hey, it's true. You already know it's true.
Jackie, what you want to see, Jackie?
Oh, you know what? I agree with Jorge. Cone was the one I was watching. He's got my sign of the game this last game because
the cone
zone. And Patrick again. I want them to feed him some
the
more.
Beast.
Feed the beast. Those are my two I'm going to be watching for.
Now, do you guys think that this is a game that DC is coming into overconfident and looking to potentially overlook San Antonio?
Hey, they banged up on defense, man. And Joseph, their number one corner, he's out. He's out. So we got to take advantage of that, man.
Take advantage of the weakness.
There it is. I don't think that DC is coming into this game overlooking us in any way, shape, or form. I don't think they're coming in overlooking any game. That's just the way they play, right? They're going to play 4 full quarters of football. Do I think they have the defensive weapons and the offensive weapons? That's a whole different question. We just saw on, what was it, Tuesday, Wednesday, they released Raquel Armstead and then Jaquez Ezzard, right?
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look and see if these guys were a major part of the offense or not, but it's really kind of...
Armstead kept fumbling. That's why I'm thinking that's why they released him. I think he was fumbled a lot, so they rolled with Abram Smith.
They should have kept him.
But yeah, for us, yeah. But why would you cut 2 potential offensive weapons going into a game like this, knowing full well that you've got the playoffs coming up? That should tell us right there that they're going to, at least for the first half, they're going to be running their starters. And depending on what happens from there, is going to dictate what they're going to do. Are they going to, run the score up on us, put their second line in the second half and, just kind of hold on to that lead? Or, are they coming in looking for a fight? I'm pretty sure they're coming in looking for a fight. So they're going to be bringing everything that they got.
You got to remember too, our defense is still number 1. So they better not come in there sleeping, thinking they about to be throwing all over the place. Because throw Luke or Cam one of their ways is gonna get picked up.
We got ball hawks. We got ball hawks, man. Look,
I will say
they're all coming. They're all coming for the sombrero.
100%. If Tamu comes in here thinking that this is just going to be a walk in the park, he's going to get picked quick and he's going to get picked early. And he's going to be owned the entire game. I can guarantee that.
And the noise is going to rattle him. The noise, the crowd noise will rattle him.
Yeah.
With that being said, just a reminder to the fans. When the offense is on the field, we got to keep it down. They got to focus. All right? Offense is at work. And it is something that helps the team. All right? And this goes for cheering, go Brahmas, go. This goes for the wave, for whatever it is. When it's on offense, hey, let's keep it chill, keep it low. When we're on defense, go nuts, go wild, do the wave. I don't care. The players don't care. When we're on defense, but when we're on offense, we have to make sure we respect their ability to think, to concentrate, to focus, because that makes a difference in their gameplay. If you're on offense, you need to be able to communicate, hear, and listen. And when we're on defense, our job as the crowd needs to make sure their offense cannot hear, that their offense is struggling, And to the point to what we did to Orlando, where they couldn't hear so much that they couldn't even say hut because they couldn't hear it, and they had to move to a silent count, which again throws off rhythms to everything from an offensive standpoint
And
if they're not
Arlington.
used to going on a silent
And
silent
Houston.
count.
And
All the
that
teams
was-
that played at the Dome, they all had problems listening to the snap.
I think it's important to note, though, that we did that with 13,000. This game, we need to pack the Dome, 30,000 plus. Let's get those numbers up there. Let's show the XFL that we can actually produce some serious numbers with our fan base. And Jorge, you want that 100 plus DB? It'll be done with the 30,000 plus fans. So everybody needs to come out.
Everyone needs to come out. I mean, tickets are very affordable. It's Fiesta, y'all. If you want to go get started, which brings me to my next point, the tailgate. We have revived the tailgate. We are going to tailgate. There is going to be a Brahmas tailgate. So if you want to start your Fiesta early, come on by the Brahmas tailgate. Go into the Brahmas game. Yell your little lungs out. And then afterwards, go to Oyster Bake or go to Market Square or go to the Carnival. Go wherever you want to go. But we have to take care of business first. And that means going into the Alamo Dome, getting that W, so that way all of us can go to Houston next week and go ruin their lives. Because I can guarantee you for a fact, after that first game against Houston, week 3, we earned their respect, the players. After the second game, they said, we don't want to play San Antonio anymore. Because the third time is not going to be fun. And they know in Houston that should they draw San Antonio in the playoffs, we as a crowd, we're going to San Antonio or we're going to Houston. Whereas if it was the opposite and we were in first place and Houston was coming here to play, they ain't gonna have very much support. So they do not want San Antonio. I can guarantee you they want Arlington because it's an easier game for them, which shows you how much on the rise we are. I know it's been a long season. The record hasn't been that great, but things have started to flip where the top teams have started to fall and the bottom teams are starting to rise up. It's too little too late for two of the bottom teams being Vegas and Orlando, but San Antonio is still well and alive in the hunt, and we are on the rise. But back to the tailgate. So let's give the people the details on where this tailgate's going to be. So who wants to share, or should I go ahead and share?
Jackie, you want it?
I can do it. Yeah, I pulled everything up. So tailgate details for tomorrow. The location, and this is all on the San Antonio Brahmas XFL fan page. It's pinned at the top, so you can always look back at it. But location is going to be 223 South Cherry Street. I drove by today just to kind of see. It's literally across the street from where the carnival is. It's like you could throw rocks, and their carnival's right there.
Don't throw rocks.
But don't throw rocks. It's just a phrase to show how close we are.
Wow.
The gates open.
I know some people may want to throw rocks.
I know,
Let me
right?
try. Please do not. The gates open at 8:15. Let's see. Please time it to where you get there at 8:15 for traffic purposes. Tell the attendant there that you are here for the Brahmas event. It's $20 cash. If you do credit, it's an extra $5 fee on top of it. And there's an additional lot. So this capacity is 220. You can buy multiple spots there for your tailgating. And then there's an additional lot about 2 blocks away for another 200 tailgaters. So there is plenty of space. We definitely can show up. It is going to be taking care of your own trash and cleanup. Warren, shout out to Warren and his daughter. They worked magic to make this happen for us. So we want to be very good guests, pick up after ourselves, but we can tailgate.
Shout out El Jefe.
El
El
Jefe.
Jefe.
El Jefe Warren and his family. I mean, if it wasn't for them, honestly, when you guys see them tomorrow at the tailgate, should you decide to show up, if you're able to, please come by and give Warren and his family a huge thank you, because this would not have been possible without him and all of his hard work. So please make sure to come by, tell him thank you, and also please be respectful and make sure you pick up after yourself, like Jackie said, because we want to make sure that this is something that was a privilege that was given to us. It is not something that is a right or guaranteed. And just like the stubbornness of a Brahma bull, we were able to find a way to make it happen so that people can still go out and enjoy what they normally do before a tailgate, despite what a certain party organization may have done and said to not allow us to do so. With that being said, don't throw rocks at the carnival.
Yes. And I think it's also important to note that, we need to be good stewards of the resources that we have here, right? Because this could potentially be leading to something much more long-term, right?
Mhm.
Something that's much more sustainable and much more kind of geared for tailgating and that whole party atmosphere. So, ladies and gentlemen, come on out, tailgate, have fun, but take care of it, right? Leave it nicer than
Please
what you
take care
found
of
it.
it.
And let's leave a good impression of what true tailgating is all about, so that if there is potential opportunities for this again in the future, that the powers that be that made it happen want us to be there and will be willing to work with us again to make it happen for a long, long time next season and beyond. It's Jimmy. How can you yell at Jimmy in all caps here?
This man got all caps too. He got all caps.
Dude,
I'm gonna
caps lock.
address Jimmy here in a second. So
Don't you call us no heifers.
I'll get to Jimmy here in a second. But what I do want to say is one of the benefits of this tailgate lot is that there are no stairs to get to the Alamo Dome. Unlike where you park in lot B or C, you have to go down those stairs and through the metal detectors and all that. You ain't got to do that. It's literally just walk over to Sunset Station and go straight, and you hit the HEB Plaza entrance, and you're at the Alamo Dome. So no stairs. Now let's see what I like about Jimmy is that he seems to be like last week he was going for Orlando. He seems to be caring a lot about the Brahmas, whereas his Renegades really need to be fighting for their lives, but he doesn't seem to really care.
Which let him because last week he said he was Orlando fan. Now he's a DC fan. Hey, we beat Orlando, so go ahead. Shout out DC.
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean, the thing is that Jimmy, your Renegades, I should say they need you, but I mean nobody needs the Renegades. Like nobody likes them. Like let's be real. Like they're the team that like it's like if you had to pick someone to even out the softball or the kickball teams, I guess we have to take Arlington. I guess
last pick.
It's always the last pick. Like
I mean, that's why he's on our podcast. So
yeah.
So he's a silent fan.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Where's that incredible Renegades podcast that's leading the numbers and getting all the fan views and everything?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So I mean, I gotta love it that just like we did in Arlington, we're still even in San Antonio bringing life to the Dallas area because they have none. So I will always continue to take shots at Dallas.
We love our frenemies.
Yep.
I guess I'll leave it at that. Now, before we move on to the next segment, I do just want to say one thing that much love and prayers going out to the families of Chris Smith, the XFL player from the Seattle Sea Dragons, who just passed away sadly. So to our friends in Seattle, all of our Sea Dragon friends, our thoughts and prayers are with you guys. And if you guys, when you guys go out and take the field tomorrow or this weekend, don't forget Chris. Like, do it for Chris. You know, we're cheering for you guys in San Antonio, and you know, this goes beyond football. You know, at the end of the day, we're one XFL family, and we just lost a family member, and we just want you to know that we are thinking about you guys all the way down in San Antonio, and we felt that loss down here as well. So much love and prayers and respect to all of our friends in Seattle and to the Smith family. So may he rest in peace. And you know what? Let's just go out there and ball out. Every team ball out this weekend for Chris Smith, and make sure we give everything we got on the field, you know, for all the players. So, and that's, you know, I just wanted to make sure to throw that in there.
So this comment right here, how is that an insult? North Mexico Brahmas?
Oh no, so
like that would be
here.
That would be fine.
I guess it's because he thinks that because I dress like a mariachi that it's North Mexico, I guess. But so if that's the case, Jimmy, should you ever make it down to San Antonio again, like I told you before, make sure you bring your passport, because no passport, no entry. Sorry, bud. Only you though. Only you.
Yeah.
So
moving on from Jimmy.
Yeah, moving on from Jimmy and his Dallas antics. I don't care that he lives in Fort Worth. I'm going to call him from Dallas.
Metro.
What is that? 35 years, still no trophy?
Hey. Don't get me started.
Well, we got one of them.
Stop it.
You know,
Stop it. We're XFL right now. We can talk about it during NFL.
Speaking of XFL, let's talk about the XFL and what's coming up next.
Yes. So next thing and it is Fiesta medals. So if you're a season ticket holder, make sure if you didn't get a chance to go to Alamo Beer today, make sure you go and get one of those beautiful Fiesta medals that Jackie's holding up. They will have them in the concourse. And just a reminder, it is one Fiesta medal per season ticket group. So not per ticket, but per group, because there is a limited amount of Fiesta medals. They will also be selling them at the swag shop or swag table, whatever you want to call it, for $10 a pop. You know, I also got myself a nice little Fiesta medal, little gift from the Alamo Dome. So this is going to be on my sash tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be wearing my sash, my Fiesta sash, along with my traje. So I'm going to be in Fiesta mode all day. And it's just, I'm excited for tomorrow. This is a game that I have been hyping up. Everybody I've gotten people that are coming from out of state to watch this game, people from outside of San Antonio to watch this game, because I have been talking about the Fiesta game for the longest time. So I am excited. And I didn't know this, but it looks like the Brahma Mamas sold out of their Fiesta medals, which is awesome, because that means they get to donate some money to the children's shelter, which is really good. And personally, that is something that means a whole lot to me personally, because I am a foster parent through the children's shelter. And I can tell you that as a foster parent, many of us need resources, and the children's shelter with that money is able to help provide resources to foster kids, foster parents that need it. And that includes cribs, clothing, diapers, like you name it. There's when you get as a foster parent, you get a phone call, you got 10 minutes to decide whether you're going to take this child in or not. And if you say yes, they bring the child to you. And if you're not ready, money like that helps to help get you ready. So thank you so much to the Brahma Mamas for donating that money to the children's shelter. As a foster parent of the children's shelter, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So thank you for that.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm not as cool and hip as you are. I didn't know about the snaps versus the claps.
The silence.
I didn't do anything. So. But yeah, so just remember, make sure that you guys get your Fiesta medals if you have season tickets, or if you want to buy some. There are limited quantities that will be sold at the at the merch tables throughout the concourse inside the Alamo Dome. So yeah, get your Fiesta medals while you can. One of a kind, and remember, there's only one first season, and this is the one time that you will be able to get the season 1 Fiesta medals. So definitely take advantage of that, and just make sure to keep. We're gonna hear a lot of clinging and clanging from Fiesta medals on people's sashes and clothing tomorrow. That'd be nice. Instead of cowbells, we'll hear Fiesta medal clinging.
Clink, 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 clinks. He was.
Wow.
Oh my God.
He was the first one, actually, Donna.
Why she gotta point me out?
So actually, I'm gonna say I was the late one today.
See.
So I'm the one that's the culprit for the show going on late today.
Wow.
I was close.
Yeah.
The shade. Let me get my umbrella.
Yeah. Next item on the agenda.
I was waiting for it. Waiting.
Is there going to be an Alamo basement segment tonight? I don't know. DJ, tell us, have you visited the Alamo basement? Let the people know at this point, this late into the season, have you gone?
What's the next segment?
The Alamo basement segment?
No. What's the next segment we got? What's the next one we got coming?
We're going to talk about your live broadcast from the Alamo basement tomorrow.
Hey, I plead the fifth.
Oh my gosh. Did you see the bike?
I plead the fifth.
He did. That's why I didn't want to talk about it.
You're so funny.
All right. So final predictions. What do you guys think the game's going to be tomorrow? And be real. If you think San Antonio's going to lose, I want y'all to be honest. I don't personally think we are with the way that we're on the rise, but I'm curious to know what's y'all's final prediction.
So I'll take the shot first. I'm sticking with my original prediction from Monday. It is going to be a battle, and it is going to be decided by our defense showing up and our offense doing what they did last week, right? We can pretty much count on our defense showing up and doing their job, especially with as big of a game as this is, right? We just got to make sure that we keep Tamu contained, maybe knock him down a couple of times, get a couple of sacks would be awesome, or a pick or two, throw him off of his game, make sure the fans are nice and loud and rowdy. And then that O-line has to hold. Cone has to be able to read those defenses, and we'll be able to light them up. However, their defense is not anything to overlook. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a close game. I'm not going to put a number on it. I'm going to say it's within 4 points. But the Brahmas are going to come out on top on this game. And it is going to be a dogfight.
Go ahead, Jackie.
I feel the same too. I feel like it's going to be a real head-to-head. I'm liking the numbers that are being put up in the 20s. That's what I'm hoping. I mean, I feel the same. It's definitely going to be a dogfight for sure. We've got a lot to still prove in this last game, and I just hope DC is not ready for us. Like, they come in confident, thinking that they have this in the bag, and they're going to come in for a surprise.
Yeah, so I don't see it being in the 20s. So I'll probably say in the teens. No, I don't. I probably say it's in the teens. It's gonna be a close game, man. Both defenses is good. DC defense is good. Greg Williams got that defense well coached. And our defense, like I said, is the number 1 defense in the league. So I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. If we could force turnovers, man, and our defense give us a touchdown or at least a couple touchdowns, I mean, it'd be good for us. But
couple sombrero tosses.
Yeah, definitely some sombrero tosses. But I don't see it going in the 20s. Like probably what Donna just said, maybe 18, 12. I think, you know what? It's gonna come down to Romo, man. And I think when we get in those, when we get in the opposing, with DC's territory, we should be if we can't get in the end zone, kick field goals. Don't try to go for it on fourth down. This is a game we got to put up points. We got to put points on the board. Even if we walk away with 3, I'd rather for us to walk away with 3 than trying to go for it on fourth down and don't get the first down. Just get the points, man. So Romo should come up big for us, man.
So I agree with all of y'all that it's going to be a low-scoring game. But I just came from the Alamo Dome right before this podcast, and they already have the score for DC up on the scoreboard there. Let me show you what they got up.
0, of course.
Yep. So I want my defense to score to pitch a goose egg. And I think that tomorrow is going to be the day to do it. I think DC is going to come in cocky and confident. I think they are going to think that they can walk all over us. And I saw that today when I was in the Alamo Dome, and I saw that as a sign that our defense is going to ball out tomorrow. Bunch of interceptions, bunch of fumbles. Our defense is coming out angry, knowing what they have to do and what we have at stake. And our offense is going to come out calm, cool, and collected and just drive the ball down the field and do what they do. And if you haven't been able to tell, our offense and our defense are full of 2 very different personalities. Our defense is a little bit rowdier, a little wilder. Our offense is a lot more focused and level-headed, and which is why you don't see as big of a celebration when something happens on offense versus when you see something happen on defense. It's 2 very different personality types that play on both sides of the ball, and that's just the way that they are, and it's also something that the coaches have kind of instilled into the players, as far as, look, offense, we need to focus and stay focused. Defense, ball out, go wild, go nuts, and get hyped. If that includes going with the crowd, go with the crowd. But our offense is going to be calm, cool, and collected, and our defense is coming out angry, hungry, and like Pop said, they're coming out with some nasty. So I see a goose egg for DC. I do see maybe a low-scoring game, maybe 12 points, 15 points for San Antonio. But I see a goose egg for DC.
It's a bold prediction, man.
That's very bold, but hey, shock the world, man. Shock the world, because everybody counting us out.
The world. Everybody's counting us out. And I honestly think, I mean, like you guys have been I've been telling you since I am the only fool who will buy this ticket right after we just got our asses handed to us by Las Vegas. And I still believe, because we're still alive. People said you are dumb for buying that ticket. Yet here we are facing the playoffs right in front of us against a potential.
You can't win if you don't play, right?
Against a potential Houston offense or Houston team that does not want to play us. I can tell you that. They don't want to play us. And they also don't want to play in front of a crowd of San Antonio fans that will be traveling on a Saturday to Houston to make their lives a living hell.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm looking at Matthew's comment. DC offense, yes, DC offense is awesome, but they can be beat. Like, if you watch the Orlando game, they punched them in their mouth. So our defense can do that. Our defense is aggressive. They violent. They can do that. They can go mano a mano with them. Like, that's what we need tomorrow. Like, if we can do that, then in Houston, yes, they beat us twice, yes, but it was close games. One of them was like 2-3 points, and the other one we lost in overtime. So it's not like we've been getting blown. We haven't gotten blown out all year. Like, really,
not at all.
Like,
it was always
that's
close.
the reason why we're number 1 defense. So
I'll tell you, I'll remind you, week 3, Houston was the king of the XFL, and San Antonio, up until that point, was the only team to shut out the Houston offense. All second half, Houston could not do a dang thing with the ball, and they had 0 points in the second half. We couldn't score, right, which is why we lost, but defensively, we also held them to 0 points. This last game, So that's where I go back to saying, after that game, Houston respected San Antonio, which is why they came in more carefully in this second game. However, they did beat us, but they beat us and they came away from that game saying, that was a fight. I don't want to do that again. Yep. And we're saying, let's go 3 times. Round 3, baby. We're ready.
Yep.
And the thing is that, like, back to this, the DC offense is awesome. It is. But I also saw them throw a pick to to Arlington and get taken to overtime and get punched in the mouth again and almost collapse within 5 minutes of the game ending when they had the game in the bag. So DC offense, I can see them underestimating San Antonio in general, and not understanding the environment they're about to walk into.
So to build on to what you were saying, Jorge, DC basically had to beat the Renegades in overtime, right? Because their defense couldn't keep the Renegades down. Our defense has already handled the Renegades. The only reason why the game in Arlington was even as close as it was because we were still struggling with some of the offensive issues, and we still walked out of there with the win, right? We can handle whatever they can throw at us as long as our defense is on fire and is getting that pressure from the line, like we were talking about at the beginning of the show. We're going to give DC a hell of a game. Okay. Again, I'm not going to be all arrogant and say it's going to be this humongous blowout. Everybody here is realistic about our chances, but we have a very great chance to walk out of this game with a win. Okay. That being said, our defense has to play smart. Our offensive line has to hold it together, and Cone has to lead the team. Those 3 things happen, that's going to be a W in our column. Guaranteed.
And then this comment right here, Arlington's offense is weak, but it wasn't weak enough to take DC to overtime. I'll just leave it at that. So
period.
Yep. Period. Orlando's offense, worst in the league. They also beat DC.
Truth.
Yep. So that's what I'm saying. The tides are shifting to where the bottom, what was considered the bottom feeders of the XFL, are now starting to overtake the guys who were at the top, and they're taking them to the limit, putting them on the ropes, and in some cases beating them. So that's something to consider. And again, this one, Arlington had one good offensive game. I wouldn't say they had a great offensive game against DC, more that DC blew it. They gave the ball to Arlington at the very end. So it was more of DC's mistakes than Arlington being good, because let's be real, Arlington isn't good. Ain't that right, Jimmy? So
Jimmy.
So on to the next thing here that I wanted to mention, season ticket renewals. So if you are a season ticket holder, you may have gotten an email from the team saying that it is time for your season ticket renewals if you are interested. I know a lot of people are hesitant because of scheduling, because of cost, because of they don't just the product on the field, whatever it may be. I will tell you right now, now is the time to get in rather than waiting to see what happens, because right now you can lock in the same price that you paid for this past season if you renew right now. Whereas once the renewal period has passed, the ticket prices are going to increase a little bit. And you will not be able to lock in that rate. This is a benefit that they're giving us for being early supporters of the team as season ticket members. So if you're on the fence and you're unsure, not because of financial, if it's because of financial reasons, obviously we don't want you to go into debt. We don't want you to struggle financially to afford to go to the games. You got to take care of business, with your funds. So please do not go into debt. But if you can afford the season tickets and you've had a good time at the tailgates in the game environment, just make sure that you take advantage of this special offer that they're giving us, renewing at the rate that we had this past season before season tickets go up. Now, keep in mind, if you are going to renew, you can only renew what you already have. So you cannot purchase new tickets yet. You cannot move seats yet. That's going to happen after the renewal period is up. That is something that was communicated to me by my ticket representative and also to everybody else here by their ticket representative. So if you're looking to add another seat to your season ticket pass, or if you're looking to move seats, just be patient. That will happen after the renewal period. Most likely is going to be after the championship once they see, who didn't renew, what seats are available, and then you just communicate with your ticket rep and they'll take it from there. So yeah, just make sure you guys take advantage of that season ticket. And that is my shameless plug for tickets. And no, I'm not getting paid to say that. I just really want people at the games next year, because this is something that I've been thoroughly enjoyed. I've enjoyed getting to know all of you who have come up to me and come up to us. I've enjoyed interacting with all of you. And it's something that, I cherish, my memories with all of you this season, which is why, I got this. I went this far and got this. But yeah, I mean, it's something that I will forever take with me this past season, no matter how it ends. But I would love to be able to see more of you guys out there next season and really start to, pack the dome. We got a whole season under us. We got a season of experience. Hines Ward and the coaching staff have a whole season of experience of coaching under their belt. We're going to come back better, stronger, faster. I mean, if we already have the number one defense in the league, imagine what we're going to do next year. If we put the offense, and we have one of the top special teams forces in the league. Although we will miss Romo because we all know he's going to go to the NFL. We're going to find a new spicy leg kicker. And we're going to cheer him on, and he's going to be our new guy. Who knows? It may even be Brad Wing, the punter. He may be the kicker because his punts are damn good. But whoever is on our special teams next year, we're going to support them just like we just support our special teams this year. And then offense. We have a whole year of offense going that we got experience. As long as we can stay healthy, we're going to be all right. Put all pieces together.
Yeah, John. But speaking of shameless plugs for tickets, guys, I'm looking at the seating chart right now. We're going to have a pretty decent crowd. It could be better, though. So get a hold of a ticket rep. Get yourself down to the Alamo Dome. There's plenty of deals going on right now, okay? We need that Alamo Dome rocking, right?
Might be a lot of walk-ups.
Do it.
4 for 4.
Do it for Hines Ward. Do it for San Antonio. Do it for yourself. This is going to be the biggest David versus Goliath match in the XFL, I believe. And again, you heard everybody here on the panel. We believe that the Brahmas are going to be walking away with this victory. Come be a part of history.
Period.
Had to throw a little sass in there just to sell it.
And they're still having that deal right now also. The 4 tickets and 4 medals.
The 4 for 4. Yeah.
The 4 for 4 right now.
You buy 4 tickets, you get 4 Fiesta medals. I mean, that's a pretty good deal. I'm just saying, everyone loves those Fiesta medals.
Dome.
We don't even get that for renewal. So
I know
on
we
that
only get
deal,
1.
guys.
You get the 4 for 4.
Yep.
4 for 4.
Call the 4s. We're not doing that.
Quattro.
Unless they sponsor the show, and then we'll do a plug for them. Just saying.
Now, the next thing I want to talk about, and I know I may be jumping the gun a little bit here, but I just want to know. Tomorrow we get the dub. We already know Dallas is going to lose. Arlington, whatever, is going to lose on Sunday. Who's coming with us to Houston? All 4 of us are going to Houston. Who's coming with us? Let us know in the comments. Who's coming to Houston, because TDECU. Dang, that's a lot of letters to say. The University of Houston Stadium is going to be crammed with a bunch of Brahmas fans. Last time we went, there were a lot of Brahmas fans. Now, we were scattered. We didn't know each other as well back then. But I would love to be able to group together, kind of like we did in Arlington, take over an entire section and let the entire stadium know, because we already know Houston, they have problems with their fans. There's only about 10,000 people that show up. There's gonna be an attendance boost because they're in the playoffs for the first time in football. They're actually in the playoffs and they have a chance of going to a championship. You know, I'm sorry, Texans fans, but your team isn't very good right now.
Well, and not just that. There's the competition league, right? Nobody can go to those games because they're all playing in hubs. So how are you going to be a fan for that? And so there's no excuse why they can't get more than 10,000 in that stadium. So I mean, their fans need to like step up or step out of the way so we can get all the good seats.
Period.
That I would go with number 2 there, you know, is let's step out of the way. Let San Antonio buy the tickets, because obviously you need our help to fill the stands. Unless you want to go to Memphis, Tennessee and go watch the Gamblers play. By all means, go to Memphis, Tennessee and go watch a home game for the Gamblers. I don't mean, or
an away game, or
they want to throw shade and call us a Hollywood league. Well, hey, go watch the Houston Gamblers of Memphis. By all means, go ahead. Pay for the flight, drive there, whatever it is. But have fun in Tennessee. We'll be in Houston. We'll be in your house in Houston. And hopefully
celebrating that Brahmas dub, baby.
Hopefully, I'm just going to say this right now. Hopefully, if we go to Houston, maybe do a tailgate. That'd be nice. I don't want to show up to an empty parking lot again. That was kind of lame. I went there super excited. It's sad to say, before I went to the stadium, I went to a Hooters and I had a drink and I saw the XFL. I saw St. Louis play, and I had a burger. That was my tailgate. I did not expect that to be my tailgate, but the wildest thing I saw at a tailgate in Houston was my Hooters waitress bringing out my food. Come on, Houston. What is that?
So, Jorge, why don't we do this? Why don't we show Houston some real South Texas hospitality? If we do, in fact, get into the playoffs, which we all believe that we will go to Houston. We will set up early. We will show them what it actually means to tailgate. All of us Brahmas fans coming together, extending the hand of friendship to our Houston counterparts, offer them food, offer them drink, offer them everything, and then serve it up with that big fat L at the end.
Well, the thing is that we can do all that, except we're going to be serving ourselves because ain't nobody going to show up to the tailgate.
And that's fine too. That's fine too.
But yeah, I mean, I would love for as many San Antonio fans as possible to go to Houston. Should everything fall into place, which I have a strong gut feeling that it will. Should everything fall into place, I think that we will be able to make the playoffs and take it to Houston and come and be the Cinderella story that I've been talking about for the past 3 weeks. That nobody believed me. People called me dumb. But I really think here we are staring that chance in the face. The glass slipper. Although my glass slippers look a little different, right? And I'm going to show you what they look like. But
show and tell.
My glass slippers look a little different, right? But these bad boys right here, I want to be able to wear them in Houston. With
the traje,
with that being because the last time I wore them with the traje, I got burned because people were like, "How you gonna wear Vans with the traje?" And I'm like, "You got money for botines?" And then
they ain't cheap.
I found these bad boys, so these will be with the traje.
Made out of genuine Vegas Vipers.
they didn't help versus Vegas, but Vegas, the few fans that were there got a kick out of it.
You see that prediction up there?
Yeah, he been saying that. Brian been saying that
from the beginning. So
yeah, so
that is an interesting perspective, Brian. We 100% support that. I would love to see that happen.
Seattle got close twice playing DC, so I mean, even if they got to go to DC, I still can see them probably beating DC. They got close, man. DC can be beat. I don't know what people think when they like the world beat us. Yeah, they 8-1, but come on, man, they can be beat.
Well,
any team can be beat.
I agree.
Didn't the Patriots go 15-2 one year?
Here we go.
I'm just saying. You bank on these world champion teams to come in and just roll over everybody, and then they get into the playoffs.
We went 18-1. We lost in Super Bowl.
There you go, 18-1. So any given Sunday, or in this case Saturday, right? So it's all about the opportunities, taking advantage of those, missed calls, those miscues, the whole team firing on, every cylinder, and
I hate the
just
Giants.
jumping on everything that you can get, man. Fighting for every single inch of that on that field that you can get. And I think that's where we're at right now.
Jay, I think this question's for you right here.
Yeah, he said.
Okay.
There may or may not be things in the works. I can either confirm nor deny. Don't anybody steal my idea. That's all I'm saying. If in fact maybe I'm going that way, I'm just saying.
It's gonna be a lot of stormtroopers next year.
Hey, cool with that.
Hey,
that would be funny.
I'll just say that I've been hearing a lot of people saying what they wanted to go extra and go all out in the stands next season. So if that ain't a reason to renew, we're crazy. And I can tell you right now that the XFL knows the wild that we bring and the creativity that we bring to the stands.
We're gonna be creative tomorrow for sure.
ESPN,
we got something for y'all tomorrow.
ESPN, as much as they we say that they dog on San Antonio, they love our crowd. They do. Because we bring some fire, we bring some excitement to the crowd. They love the luchadors that are in the end zone by the bullpen. They love the sombrero toss. They love everybody's masks. They love Captain Brahma. We've got so many characters.
Wait, the bullhead can't get in no more?
The bull. Well,
he had some issues, but he still got it.
The bull had some issues last week, but it's been resolved. I think that if the bull has issues, then I'm gonna have some issues with it, because honestly, my son loves the bull.
Hey, mom.
He does.
Jackie can attest to that. There we go.
Funny,
Yeah.
Jason? What's funny, Jason?
Right here. You can be Baby Yoda, DJ. Wow. And put some ears on, brother. Come on.
Oh my gosh, put you in a little.
Robert, I thought we came to a conclusion, Robert. I thought we was cool, man.
Paint yourself green.
Dang, Robert, that's crazy, man. I thought he was cool.
You can borrow my horns.
Jackie, don't feed into this, Jackie.
Wow. That's good.
I mean, it could work.
That's good.
Yeah, no. So, I mean, I can tell you right now that the league loves coming to San Antonio. They love
Mama. Tell him, Mama.
My mama defending him.
Yes.
They love the fire that we bring, and we got to bring it extra tomorrow, especially with it being Fiesta. We got to show the country what's up. I can tell you the players feed off of it. Coach Ward loves it. The defense
we bring tomorrow, that's for sure.
The defense can definitely they definitely feed off of that stuff. They love it. So I can tell you they love looking for the luchadors in the end zone by the bullpen whenever they score, and that makes for awesome shots.
Yeah, I
So
spoke to a defensive player personally, and he was like, man, he loved it. He loved the hype. He loved the crowd. He loved how we be loud on defense, and they just love it. They feed off of it. So he's right. They feed off of everything that we bring to the stadium. So
Yeah.
And you know what would be an extra thing to feed off of if DJ wears a metal bikini. Yep.
what the fuck? What kind of podcast is this? Oh
So
my god.
DJ, I know
Mama, can you get him? Get all of them.
Don't
In
be
the
calling
movie
on my
Return of the
mama.
Jedi, Princess
Mama need to
Leia
help
was
me. Mama, get all of
on
them.
the ship with Jabba,
Whoop
and
them,
she was
get the
wearing
belt.
a
Tell them to go get
metal
the switch or something.
bikini, and so I've got to school the youngins on the original trilogy there. But you guys are talking about bringing the heat, right? You guys want to see big hits tomorrow? You want to see our defense make a huge impact on the field? You got to show up. You got to bring that energy. We're going to be there. You guys need to be there. So
I'll be there as early as 8 a.m.
Get those tickets, right? If you need a ticket rep number, contact any one of us. See if we can't get you, something to get you guys there. There's going to be plenty of tailgating opportunities. There's plenty of, parking in different spots around the Alamo Dome. Heck, there's, you can Uber down there. Via's going to be running shuttles down there. There's no excuse not to be there. So be there, support your team, bring that energy, get those defensive players fired up. Let's not Gucci DiNucci down to like Target house brand DiNucci or Walmart DiNucci, something like that, because he ain't going to be Gucci after tomorrow. He's going to be hurting. Okay, bring it. Help us support our team.
Gucci DiNucci ain't gonna be in San Antonio. The Heat, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Quarterback.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I got a little bit fired up. I wanted to talk some trash.
What's in that tea, man?
There might be some whiskey in there. Settle down, Dan.
So I know our friends over at the X-Fan show, particularly Dirty, has a crush on Gucci DiNucci. I think we have another person who has a crush on Gucci DiNucci.
Well, I want to see him get crushed. That's for sure. And that could be. I was watching
whatever you're into, bro.
Nah, I was watching a certain show earlier in the week, and I was already talking trash to a certain friend who shall not be named, but his name is in all caps. And yeah, so I was stirring up everybody on their show as well. And so just kind of lost it there for a second. But Tamu, right? We want to see him get knocked down a couple times. We don't want to see him get hurt or anything, right? Obviously. We're not those kinds of fans. But we do want to see him, get roughed up a little bit. We want to get him off of his game. We want to see him throw picks. We want to get him rattled so he's out of the game, right? And they put in King. And then basically the same thing happens, right? We want to make sure that our defense is bringing the pressure, and it starts with us as fans, right? We've got to be there. We've got to be loud. We've got to be crazy. We got to put all of our energy and passion into cheering for the team, because they're going to feed off of that, and they're going to give us the results that we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. And you still have time to party afterwards. I mean, like, we'll be out by like 5:30, 6.
Yeah.
You still got plenty of time.
It's Saturday. Go fiesta after the win. Like, go celebrate. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And here's a comment here that I want to bring up, because I can relate to this in particular from Cisco. He came from nothing. He's never been to a real game. So having the Brahmas in San Antonio has been a true memory-making experience, and he's thankful to have a team, win or lose, that gives us a voice. I can 100% relate, because growing up where I grew up in the Rio Grande Valley. The most professional sports team that I had was my local high school football team. And this is at the time when I lived there. I obviously don't live there anymore. And they've since gotten other like minor league teams like the G League and all that stuff. Yeah. But to someone like Cisco, to someone like me who didn't grow up having the ability to go watch a professional team or professional anything, having the Brahmas means so much, which is why I think is part of the reason why you see me do everything that I do. You see me care as much as I do, because I didn't have this growing up. And now that I do, and I have the opportunity to share it with my children or my son and my family, It just means a whole lot to me. And I can tell you, like, one of the biggest thing for me personally in this game is that my father-in-law, he's a very busy attorney from Tulsa, Oklahoma. He had been saying he wants to come to a Brahmas game, and he's actually coming to the Brahmas game tomorrow. And this is the first time in the 5 years that I have been married to my wife that he's been able to come down for something that's not a holiday like Thanksgiving. So this personally means a lot to me because it's, again, uniting community, bringing family together in a way that I don't know if I couldn't have done this with nothing against the Missions or the Spurs, but I couldn't do this with them. I couldn't bring people together like this with them. But the Brahmas, they changed the game for me and my family. And now I get to celebrate with them tomorrow, and they get to see me in my element. They all know I love football. This is something different. They love football. So this is something that we can all share together. And so I'm really just happy that that's going to happen. So that's why I say come out tomorrow. This is so much bigger than football at this point. And Cisco, my friend, I feel you. And absolutely, I 100% agree. I'm just thankful that we have a team. Whatever happens tomorrow, I'm just thankful that we had this journey to experience it on.
100%. I want to echo what Jorge said. I mean, a lot of, you guys know I've been here pretty much most of my life. I've seen every iteration of sports team, besides the Spurs and the Missions. I've seen football try and make a run here and fall apart. I can guarantee you, we've never had the camaraderie as a fan base like this in any iteration. Even with the Commanders, we didn't have this tight knit of a group, right? That's the thing that I'm most thankful for. All the people that I've met, all the people that I've interacted with, all the fun that we've had. I mean, heck, guys, we know people because of this. We know people all across the country now, right? We know people in Orlando. We know people in St. Louis. We know people in Seattle and in Vegas. We're not going to count the abandoned North Texas teams, but no, I'm kidding. We've got friends up there too, right? We've got fans coming down from Alaska. This thing really has been such an amazing experience that everybody has this common thread to unite with, and they can build off of that shared experience. And we're all truly, brothers in arms, if you will. Right. So again, like Jorge said, regardless of the outcome, right, we're still going to be here. We're still going to be standing strong. We're still going to keep this podcast going. We're still going to have fan events to engage with you people because we like you. We want to hang out with you. And that's just going to prepare us for an even better season 2.
And there's something here that I want to show all of you guys. At the beginning of the season, when I joined the Facebook group, when I joined the Brahma community, I knew nobody. I had 0 people. And now I want to show you guys, look at that. 129. Well, when you count the 2 names in front of it, it's 131. 131 new friends that I have made. And that's just people that have friended me on Facebook. That's not people that I've met in person. So I'm sure it's well above that. So this community has been something amazing. And it's just
that comment.
I love all you guys.
Well, that's how I feel. This is my first year. I'm a noob at doing all this, and I'm a noob, and I feel like it's the family that I didn't know I needed. In everyone that I've met, so it's definitely been a whole vibe for me, and it's going to continue. Like I've been bathed in the Brahmas, so I'm here
in the Brahma blood.
In the Brahma blood.
Yeah, I mean it's the same. I mean I'm a DC
transplant.
Native, so,
transplant.
No,
I'm a DC native,
that's
so
okay.
This game is huge for me. So I'm gonna be there, man. My family already talking trash back home. They go to DC games, so they just like they talking trash. So I just hope we walk away with this W, man.
Oh,
that's all we need.
The only trash that's gonna be is the red on the field tomorrow.
Yeah.
Leave it all out on the field, man.
No step on snap.
No step on snap.
And with that being said, I'm starting to see more international fans. Like Cisco said here, we had a military family from Germany that was a Brahmas family. Last week, when I had the on-field experience with the with after the game, I met these two gentlemen who came from Jalisco, Mexico, and they just loved it. The environment, the experience. They were football fans. They saw me in my traje. They saw Mateo with his do the national anthem in his mariachi traje, and just the fact that we embraced that culture and just expanded the reach, the borders. Have you? That meant the world to them. So I want to see more of that. I want to see that.
Oh, we had
continue to grow.
we had a Canadian couple that rolled through also during tailgating.
Yeah, so we
and they had elote for the first time too. They had no idea what it was, but they had it.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool. Next time we gotta tell them, hey, I'll trade you some elote for some poutine. So
they had corn for the first time.
Yeah.
Well, more like a dressed corn in elote.
Yeah. The true elote that we have here, not just corn.
Corn with spicy ketchup.
It was amazing.
It's so much more than just corn. I'm sure they've had corn before, but yes.
Or have they?
Oh, I'm sure. Right. Corn isn't this mysterious ingredient that's only available in South Texas.
What is this? What is this vegetable? Never seen this before.
So with that said, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and round out the show. We will see you all tomorrow. Remember, if you want to tailgate, be there 8 a.m.
DC.
Right next to Sunset Station.
Beat DC.
We're gonna beat the crap out of DC.
Beat DC.
As far as I know, they are going.
Jason, what did you say, bro?
I said Brahmas rule.
That long comment.
Let's see. Whoa, let's check it. So, all right,
that's
let's check
a paragraph.
this out.
Go ahead, read that, Jason.
All right, so it's too long to put on there, but it says, Jay, on April 7th show, when I asked about the hesitation from fans in San Antonio in committing to spring football as home attendance numbers were dropping, you cited that until teams win or are sure to season 2, they'll continue to be fickle. Yet when it comes to supporting the Brahmas, yet the XFL had already announced a season 2, and the Brahmas are in the heat of playoff contention. Yet attendance from last week's game is still down 46.2%. He did his math from week 1.
God damn.
And this is the second lowest attendance this season. Does this concern any of you that spring football is for a very niche group of fans and that it'll never be more than that? For the record, I am a huge supporter of every spring league and the development that comes with it, starting with the NFL Europe, now the European League of Football, Japan's X League, Mexico's LFA, the USFL, and of course the XFL. Leaving every stone unturned. I love it. So I think that was a comment directed mainly at Jason, but also at all of us. So we'll address that one, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up the show from there. So Jason, why don't you go first?
Okay. So Mike's question is a very good question. I do think, first of all, San Antonio's attendance numbers were affected by the schedule. We all know that the schedule was very weird and very difficult to compete with. 9 p.m. games on a Sunday would be hard for NFL teams to draw people in. So I think our schedule worked against us. I think the performance of the team kind of from week 2, week 3 until about, the middle of the season or so, had definitely an effect on attendance numbers here in San Antonio. The Easter game, of course. The Easter game, we put up way bigger numbers than what we thought we were going to. And so people showed up. So, yeah, granted, attendance may be down based on these stats, but the numbers are still there. The TV numbers are there. The attendance numbers are there. People are watching this. And yes, while this may be somewhat of a niche item, right? People still want football, right? The proof is in the pudding right here. This whole league brought us together. It's brought other people like us together doing their own podcasts and just other people across the league tailgating and going to the games and doing stuff. And DC, yeah, granted DC's team is winning, but their numbers went up to a sellout crowd. Granted, they only have to sell out 18,000 to get a sellout crowd, but they're selling tickets. So I think for us, it was just kind of bad scheduling and a little bit of a hesitation because of the performance of the team and the way the AAF kind of did us.
Yeah, the Commanders, yeah.
But with the guarantee of the season 2 and how we performed this weekend, I really think season 2 is going to be our growth season. That's where our numbers are really going to take off. We're going to be able to compete with the St. Louis's of the league, and we're going to show people what San Antonio's fan base is all about. But yeah, to answer your question, numbers may be down, but I don't think it's anything that we've got anything to worry about. I think we're going to rebound, especially after this weekend. Everything's going to be great. And then Brian, I've been looking into that. Brian and I have talked several times offline. Somehow there's got to be a way to track the data on streaming apps like ESPN Plus and things like that. Yeah. I know people are out there watching these games, and I know those numbers would blow your mind. There's no way people are not watching this. Okay, we just don't know how to get that data yet. Maybe it's something that's being tracked, and we'll find out at the end of the season. Who knows? But I know people are watching it.
I also heard that we not adding ESPN Plus for sure. We're not adding YouTube TV. We're not adding Hulu Live. We're not adding Sling TV. So all them streaming services, none of the streaming services are getting added from what I've heard. So
it's just that's another thing. Cable networks.
Because I got YouTube TV, and I watched the game.
Same.
So like a lot of the data that's being tracked is being tracked like it's still 1995. Through the old cable box technique, regular with cable, with the Nielsen boxes. And times have changed. I don't have cable, so I don't even have an antenna to watch ABC. So all of the games that I've ever watched have been ESPN Plus. That's the only way that I can watch it. So I guess to go to
Brian, not what I was told from Mike. Mike Mitchell said that's not included. That's what I was told.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
I was just going to say. So obviously, we know that there's conflicting information out there, right?
Right.
Some people say those numbers are counted. Some people don't. We don't have enough reliable information to truly know what those numbers are. We can definitely agree on that. And I think our TV viewing audience is much bigger than what we're actually seeing.
We may not know until after the season. Like they may be withholding these numbers until after the season for a reason. Why? I don't know, but they may be withholding the numbers to be able to analyze, okay, how do we got to arrange the schedule? That kind of stuff. So I want to kind of respond to Mike's paragraph there as well. Now, yes, from week 1, you have to realize this is a team and a city that was football starved, is football starved. There was a lot of hype going into the first game. There was a lot of just general buzz around, hey, we have football, professional football in the Alamo Dome. And a big factor, The Rock is going to be there. So that alone was a big draw because people wanted to see The Rock. Now, the attendance did drop drastically, but in general, we are still the second highest attended team in the stadium in the league. DC did outsell us last week, but that's 1 week. Over the course of the season, on average, we have the second highest average, but after St. Louis. So I do think that season 2 is going to be a season of growth. I think it's going to be a season where we're not being done like the AAF. Unless short of a global pandemic happening yet again, I don't see there being any hesitation. We've already been told multiple times by the ownership that this league is funded for 5 years. And by the way that they've been spending their money, it looks like they're being very conservative and making sure that they reach that 5-year milestone before they start to look at other avenues of potential expansion or looking at this, looking at that. So, it's not just all about ticket sales and attendance. That's a piece of the puzzle. But right now, I think they really want to focus on what is what people at home and what they're watching. And so I think that it's going to be a similar it's going to happen again next season. Our home opener, we're going to have this giant blow up of fans, and then it's going to start to fizzle down, and then depending on the performance of the team, we'll hit a plateau. It may be 20, it may be 30, I don't know. But it happens. Like that happens all the time. And then once we get to the playoffs and in the championship, then it's going to spike back up. I guarantee you. San Antonio gets into the championship, we're looking at 50,000 plus fans potentially that would go because San Antonio is getting the championship and we're playing it at home. All of a sudden, everyone's a Brahmas fan. Everyone loves a winner. So,
speaking of winners, we're going to be winners on Sunday. Jorge, wrap us up.
All right. So, with that said, so final point. I do not think that this is a niche audience. I think it's an audience that is in its infancy. It will continue to grow. And with that being said, I will see all of you guys tomorrow. Don't forget about the tailgate, 8 a.m. Horns forward, everybody.
Let's
Y'all have a good night.
go.